What I'm going to talk about today is how to recover data off of a corrupted SD card. In particular, I'm going to be talking about the GM Navigation Database. So originally, this card right here came with the truck new when I bought it. And at one point, I wanted to do a navigation database update. So for $150, I contacted this company, and you can do a Google search and find out the name of it. They work with GM and provide these SD cards for doing updates. I won't give you the link because that link may change from now until when you actually try to do it, but it's easy to find. I recently had service done on my truck, and after that service, I started getting an error message on my infotainment system that said that the SD card had been removed. And I tried all the things they talked about online. It never did fix it. So instead of buying another card for $150 or paying GM $500 to have the service department fix it, I decided to try to see if I could recover the data that was on the SD card, reformat the SD card, copy the data back onto it, and see if maybe that would solve the problem. As it turns out, it did. So what did I do? I had this old card from when I bought the truck. This has got the old database on it, and I had updated it, so I had another card. I went in and looked at the file structure, and this is basically the file structure right here that's on the card. I couldn't look at the new card that got corrupted, so I had to run a program called Mini Tool Partition Wizard. I really like that. I would recommend you buy that if you want to do this. I'm not advocating stealing data or anything like that. I just wanted to recover the data that was on the SD card that I had legitimately paid the $150 for when I did the update a couple years ago to the navigation system. So I ran this Mini Tool Partition Wizard, and in there is a data recovery mode. And when you do that, you'll end up with a folder that has two folders in it. Lost partition number 1, FAT32, and then a 56897. That's the number of files that are recovered. And then it'll have a raw files with a 5665 or some number similar. Those are the number of raw files it found. As it turns out, you don't need any of these raw files. In this lost partition number 1 is another folder called Lost Files. And then there's two folders here, root 1 and root 2. What you're looking for is in root 1. And then you'll see this folder structure, which is identical to the folder structure on the original SD card I got. And you'll see a couple of things maybe that are a little bit different. I went ahead and deleted this .sig file because it's got a 1 next to it. It's basically a copy. So I went ahead and deleted that before I copied the files back. I also went into this manifest.json file. I used WordPad as a good program to open that. And inside of that is just some text information about the truck, the version of the info that you're trying to copy. There's a GM part number, a region, a build, and this guy right here, this transaction tag, this is the, I believe, it's the VIN number that ties the SD card to the truck. When you do the installation procedure they talk about, I believe this .sig or signature file is created, and in the JSON file here this file name matches perfectly to this signature file. So I believe this is what ties it to the VIN number. So once you get your data copied off of the SD card using this Mini Tool Partition Wizard, now you've got this information here. Take your SD card, the one that's corrupted, use a Windows tool to format it to FAT32. And once you've done that, just grab everything here, minus this copy, if you happen to have a copy like I did. Just copy everything over to the SD card. It'll take a while because there's a lot of files. When it's all done, make sure you remove the SD card properly from your system, take it out to your truck, and you may have to start your truck and turn it off a couple of times. For whatever reason, it takes a couple of times maybe to read all the information off the SD card. I think I had to start my truck twice, and then all of a sudden it started working, and so I was able to recover all of the files off of that bad SD card, basically by using Mini Tool Partition Wizard to copy the files, formatting the SD card to FAT32, and then copying all of the files back onto the SD card. If you like this channel, click subscribe.